Alright, welcome back to Bleach, Anime Review, Episode 44. We're here reviewing the 34th episode of Bleach, 1,000-Year Blood War, which is also the 400th episode of the series. This is only like the third series I've come across where I've reviewed the 400th episode. I say third because it's 100% completely true. The first one would be One Piece, second would be Case Closed, and now this one. Actually, no, it's actually the fourth. Because Naruto Student had I think it had like about 500 episodes. I think it did. Yeah, about 500. It was a long series. A long series. Alright, so in this particular episode, the episode is called Baby Hold Your Hand. And there's a reason why it's called that. Okay, so the episode covers chapter 635, pages 13 and 17, the entirety of chapters 636, 639, and page 4, actually technically page 5, of chapter 640. We'll begin where we left off last episode, where Renji gets defeated by Ururu, and Little Brow basically witnessing this, and that's it for them. So, Kapachi's group is basically running through, and then they come across Pragas, the cloak guy. And Kapachi tries to fight him, slices his head, and of course he ends up twisting his arm off. Yes, Kapachi loses an arm in this episode. And he's actually really weird. It's like his thing is really big, almost like a fingers per se. Maruyuki's like, He doesn't know if Kapachi's like himself, or he's basically asking him. Because he doesn't know, because he never really interacted very much. That's the thing about these two. These two have very rarely interact with each other. Like, in filler, they've interacted with each other like a couple times in the series. In canon, they've interacted with each other maybe once or twice at most. So, like, it's like all the vines come out of it, and we actually have where Ikaku, the pretty boy, and the Now, were just watching from the back because, well, they know their captain's badasses. They don't need their help. Basically, they're staying in the sidelines because they can handle themselves no problem. Which, now actually gives them on that. I love the development basically that she has this episode. Because they're actually shocked the fact that actually she can give her own opinion, because normally she probably doesn't. But here, they got a lot to a problem. But because Mayuri is not near her. So Kapachi loses his arm, he gets stabbed by Mayuri, and pretty much basically paralyzed. Doesn't kill him, but does basically stab him. And apparently move his eye. So then this whole episode turns into a big brawl between Mayuri and Broga. It turns out to be the left arm of the Soul King. You watch like, damn. Oh, by the way, the eyes, it's inside like this part of the hand. I'm like, damn, this thing's freaking huge. They're like, oh crap, you're the left arm of the Soul King. He's like, I'm not the left arm of the Soul King, that's not my name. It's Pragas. They're like, okay, fine, I'll experiment with you. And they brawl all over this area, even though we have Maroi losing his really cool coat he's had since, he's had this coat for quite a while. I think like the first time I think of he sported this was probably at the start of this arc, I think it was. Yep. So basically, loses his coat, and just I tell him to watch out, because if he hadn't done it, basically, maybe I'll activate my freaking jet boots he's got. Yeah, he's got freaking jet shoes. He's flying, using some ability that the Quincy's used. Apparently, he got this from experimenting on Uru's grandfather. And he uses Bankai on him. Of course, basically, those two pick up Kapachi because they think, oh crap, he gets to spend poison in the area. He's like, nah, we're not going to use poison. We're going to basically use something else. So, the way this Bankai works, you have when their thing come out of his belly, it crawls. Every time it touches the air or the ground, it's in pain. Talking about inside out. And then, so, tries, and of course, you use, oh, maybe you say this is a piece of it. Nope. And it's a form of like two different arms. Hands and arms. And then, of course, basically, he proceeds to crawl over the thing while being in pain, and proceed to eat swallow all three hands. and presumably beat him in the episode. I gotta admit, Terrence Stone, the guy who voices Murray, he seems like he's having a blast this episode. Like, he gets so much talent. Yes, of course, it's from the manga, but he seems like he's having a lot of fun with this character. Like, like, basically this whole thing that he normally does. This is probably the most dialogue heavy he's had the entire series. Like, this is probably the only episode of the series he's had the most to do. Like in Thousand Blood War, he's had not a lot to do. He has screen time, he's had some lines here and there, but not where almost the entire episode is focused on him. And this is one of those rare cases in Thousand Blood War, Ichigo is not featured. And you might be curious. Oh, by the way, there's also a brief thing here where Three Quincy share with them. Basically, they're at their former HQ, and they're going to go after B. Well, actually A, the second command of the Quincy's, and of course you're to handle Urabara. Excuse me. But it's a brief scene. It's like the only other thing aside from the Renji stuff that's not Mirori. This whole episode focuses on him. And the case that I always love the guy's dialogue whenever he talks. The guy is like a fascinating guy to listen to the whole series. Like, I would say the first time you ever hear him basically give a big speech, at least have a good conversation, we hear stuff he talks about, it's probably from Uru back in season 2 of the show. And then he have basically nothing afterwards for him until like during the Wegamuno invasion, where basically he's battling that one member of the Wegamunos, one of the Iran cars, who he brought back as a zombie in this arc. I mean, very rarely you get a chance to hear him speak like this much, and it's always a blast. Like, I love listening to this guy's dialogue. He's probably by far the most well-written character. Yeah, the guy is a massive dick, but he's a lovable dick at best. Yeah, and I appreciate the fact that the Air 2, like, you're probably thinking, like, were the Air 2 written that way in the episode because they had more to do in the arc? Oh no, they were like that the whole entire chapters that they were done for this episode. And I was curious, wait a minute, what about the whole thing last episode where Ichigo was confronting that Quincy about the murder of Grimmjow? Oh, that'll probably resolve probably next episode. Yeah, they kind of go back and forth. Heck, there's a secret episode of this one. 2 episodes after this one. Yep. And overall right now, this is the 8th episode overall for Core 2. So we have roughly 5 more episodes of the go. And that's it. So I am presuming that next month we're going to conclude this arc. And I do know Saturday they're going to air the last episode. So they're probably going to air the rest of this. Probably, like, I would say they probably air the 5th last episode Saturday. And then by the end of next month, we're going to finish this core up. And then eventually move on to Core 4, which will be the last one. Which, you think with this episode, like, because it got 639, like, there's not a lot left to go. There's, like, you would think, like, 639, you think, oh, this thing has got, like, about 70 chapters left to go. Actually, more like about 50. Not really. Actually, it's a little bit more than that because there's some chapters they skipped over, but don't worry, those will be adapted in a future episode. Will be next episode. Quite possibly. But, yeah. Great episode overall. Oh yeah, so that's pretty much a particular review. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications, and do this like button. Yeah, next week basically is gonna be skipping over some chapters, going a little bit later, and some probably I would say we won't get back to this for at least until 2 weeks from now. Yeah, I'd say at least 2 weeks from now is when they're going to follow up with this thing. Yeah, so we'll probably make a cliffhanger this episode, not for 2 weeks. They're going to do this for a while where they're going to go back and forth. Not the first series thing like this, to go back and forth or something. Alright, so I'll see you in the next video with your comic cord. Okay, next video. Bye.